Well, actor and singer Zendaya stars in the dynamic HBO drama series Euphoria, which follows a group of high school students as they navigate a minefield of drugs, sex, identity, trauma, social media, love and friendship. Based on the groundbreaking Israeli series of the same name, Euphoria certainly puts a provocative spin on the coming-of-age narrative, equal parts dark suburban fantasy and painful autobiography, updating the troubled teen story for a modern age that seems more and more dystopian to the young. The story is shocking and empathetic, many of the teens shaped by nightmarish childhoods brought on by their parents. But first you have to force yourself to cope with the sheer licentiousness of this drama. It's a show characterised by an extraordinary emphasis on shock value. There are 10-year-old drug dealers and adult rapes a teen met on Tinder early in the first episode, quarts of vodka and lines of designer drugs. It's directed with great style and tautly written by Sam Levinson, who teams with cinematographer Marcel Rev and production designer Michael Grassley, both of whom worked on his 2018 movie Assassination Nation. And there's a sonic hurricane of a score from musician Labyrinth. Serving as a guide through the teenage landscape of substance-enhanced parties and anxiety-ridden day-to-day life is Zendaya's 17-year-old Rue Bennett, born 3 days after the September 11 terror attacks, and diagnosed as a young child with an array of mental health issues, OCD, panic attacks and possible bipolar disorder. When we first meet her, she's just out of rehab. One thing for certain, she tells us, in the soft voiceover narration that ties several storylines together, is that she will never go straight and is hardly ever likely to give her life over to Jesus Christ like other recovery addicts. Rue is a teen who craves the nothingness of oblivion and will ingest just about any substance to chase it. And as we watch Rue and her friends in the lead up to a sybaritic suburban house party, we see the various, often harrowing ways that America's youth approaches its modern rites of passage. Various teen milestones are met amid the booze, quaffed, pills popped and joints smoked. There's a lot of sex, not all of it particularly pleasant, some of it forceful and dehumanising for the young women involved, a theme emerging of teenage girls being heartlessly manipulated by toxic, misogynistic teen boys. But the pilot episode blossoms out from the party, and by the end of the first hour we're following nearly a dozen separate characters with their own private lives and emotional arcs.
I found this series really quite upsetting. It's like this terrible world of young people, predatory males, porn. I've never seen so many penises on the small screen as I've seen in this, and breasts. And it's almost like there's this deliberate attempt at shock value, which I thought was just a little bit pathetic, actually. But the story of these young women that make terrible choices for their lives that are doomed to disappointment is just sort of like so goddamn depressing. It's
pretty
really
horrific, isn't it? It's quite shocking in so many ways.
Yeah, I found it upsetting. I think it continues to be upsetting, and I just sort of wonder about this world for young people that seems so lost. I don't know.
I'm just glad social media wasn't around when we were that age. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
At least we had church socials to go to. You know, it has changed pretty drastically. I don't think I had a drink till I was 36. You know, so made up for it since.
Someone was saying that our social media was on the back of toilet doors. That's probably true.
I know.
But listen, I think this is talented. I think it's brave in a lot of ways. I think it's confronting. And I think she's terrific, Zendaya, as Rue.
Yeah, she's just a wonderful performance.
It's the performances by these kids is really... Yeah. And Judd Apatow's daughter plays Lexi.
Really? Didn't know
the
that.
friend that's on the side of it. But, you know, I mean, I give it 4 stars.
Yeah, I'll give it 4 as well. You've watched more than I have. I'm going to catch up.
One day, I just showed up without a map or a compass. And at some point, you have to make a choice about who you are and what you want. But therein lies the catch.